for pictures, and I feel good. I found a dress that made me feel pretty, but not after first trying on a dress that made me cry very, very badly. I am 34 weeks exactly, because today is a Saturday and my change day is Saturday, so I'm 34 weeks. Let's see. Got my big old belly. Got my straws in it. I got some Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, can't see it. There it is. Because, you know, caffeine's exactly what you need before you can take a bunch of pictures. But I actually kind of curled my hair. My makeup came out better than I thought, because I haven't been doing my makeup a whole lot. So when you don't practice something a lot, you kind of get bad at it, or at least I do. So I'm excited. I feel good. I feel pretty, which is saying something, because I have not felt that almost this entire pregnancy. So I'm excited. I'm ready for some pretty pictures and to actually document my baby bump, because I have not been doing a good job of that this pregnancy at all. And I feel really bad, because I was fantastic with Lily and I was okay with Nova, and this one I've been terrible. But yeah, so I'm super excited. Just in case, I don't know, we were at a farm, which is not where we took pictures at, but we took some deeper in the woods. My hair stayed okay, pretty decent. I don't look too hot. I think we got some really good pictures. I'm super excited. Say hello. You were being so cute just a minute ago. Are you tired of being on there? Do you need Mama's help? Do you need Mama's help? Yeah? You can get off. You do it. There you go. Come on. Well, that's not how you do it. Put your leg back. Lily, what are you doing? Why are you in the diaper box? I don't think you should be in the diaper box, because it's just supposed to be the diapers in the diaper box, not babies. Yeah. Well, I'm getting ready to go to this church event that my mom invited me to. She gave me, I guess, the best direction she could. It's in some shopping center, which is fine, but they don't have a name on there, like the name of the church. So here's to hoping I don't walk into a wrong building. So hoping that tonight's gonna be it's like a Bible study thing. Hoping tonight's gonna be good and I get a word from God, because I would totally dig a word from God today. So it is a couple days after it's definitely our maternity pictures, and it's almost been a week since our maternity pictures, and going to that church event. Apparently, well, it wasn't a church event, it was just going to church. It wasn't a Bible study, it's just regular church. They just have it on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays, which is perfectly fine. It's like, it doesn't matter what day that you go to church on, you know. And it did have a name on it. My mom just didn't pay attention and see it. And they had like a sign up. But anyways, I wanted to talk about it a little bit, especially after the day I had yesterday, which you guys know about me falling. I posted a video about it. So I went to that church on Tuesday night, and it was amazing. The preacher, she's amazing, an amazing woman of God. She's definitely, God was definitely speaking through her. I mean, everything that she was saying was perfectly lining up with what the Bible said and stuff like that. She did a really good job of like using Old Testament to verify New Testament and New Testament to verify Old Testament, and just her sermon that she preached was just really good in and of itself. But in the middle of her sermon, she stopped to speak to me, like, I guess like from God, like God told her to tell me something, and she stopped in the middle of her sermon to tell me, like, this is what God is saying to you. And it blew my mind. I always hear about people saying like, oh, like, I've had people do that to me and that sort of thing, and I've never had that happen to me. I've never had someone just like stop and be like, this is what God is saying to you. And so I've always like wanted that to happen, just because it's a lot easier to hear from God if someone just like specifically just like goes, hey, this is what God's telling you, instead of like having to be like, God, is that you, like when you're praying and stuff like that. And I know it was from God, because everything she was saying was stuff that she couldn't know. She didn't know who I was. I've never been to this church before. I only knew my mom, and technically I guess you could say I knew one other lady who goes to church with my mom, but I don't actually know her. I've never met her before. So there's that. And like I was the first one there, so neither one of them like got to church first and been like, oh, this is what my daughter's going through, or this is what my friend's daughter's going through. So no one did anything like that. So she was telling me stuff that she had absolutely no knowledge of. And she said just like a few quick things in her sermon, but then, and which was over baby brother. And then afterwards, when she got done, I did mention, she asked me if I learned anything from her sermon, because that's kind of how she was like, runs her church, asking if anybody had any questions about her sermon or comments and stuff like that, which was pretty cool. And she looked at me and she's like, did you get something from this sermon? And I'm thinking, well yeah, you spoke to me in the middle of your sermon, and I was just like, well, I was like, actually, I said, a lot of the stuff you're preaching on is confirmation for me, because some of the scripture she was referencing was scripture that I had been reading that morning. And she's like, oh, that is so good. And then like, I had mentioned just a tiny little bit of my story, like, oh, well, when you said these things, I was like, it's amazing that you said those things, because I've lost a lot of children. And that's about, I said I lost my first daughter, and I was like, we almost lost Lily in the pregnancy, which I didn't tell her, go into detail, but we almost lost Lily in the pregnancy because of my progesterone levels. And then just Lily going through open heart surgery. My camera lost space, so I have to try and get this in quick. But anyway, so I told her just a tiny little bit about us, just struggling and stuff like that. And I don't want to go into detail about everything that she said, because, it was just like real personal to me. Not that like you guys would, not that it was anything bad or anything, but, it's just, it was something that just really encouraged my spirit and my soul, and, so it's just something that I want to keep near and dear to my heart. But, she did say, she did confirm that baby brother is definitely gonna stay here on earth. She prophesied over him and told me what God has called him to be, and which really touched my heart. She also said that Josh and I, our hearts are gonna get healed essentially from all of the crap that we've been through, which you guys know that I'm always talking about how this grieving process for us is just a continuously healing process. And so it was just really cool to hear that we were just gonna have some major healing from all of the crap that we've been through. It was just really encouraging for me to hear that. And she then specifically said stuff prophesied stuff over me and God's plan for me and my life. And that is something I have always struggled with, struggling to know what my purpose is. Like, I know my general purpose that's like stated essentially all in the Bible of like what we're supposed to do, you know? But like, what is my individual purpose, if that makes sense? I've always struggled with that because I don't feel like God ever has blatantly told me like, hey, and even when she told me, it still wasn't like a blatant like, you're gonna be a preacher. But she still just kind of like said some stuff that just kind of made sense to me. And it was like, it just felt good to be reaffirmed that like, yeah, God made an individual purpose and plan for you. And I've always known that, but that's just been one of those things that I struggle with. And so hearing it just felt really, really good. And so yeah, I got a lot of encouragement from that. And I've been having a really hard couple of weeks. So getting all of that encouragement from that lady just felt amazing. And it has made these past couple of weeks with going to a church event where I found some stuff out, obtained some knowledge, and then getting that encouragement from God just has made my rough couple of weeks like manageable, so to say. And I'm feeling really encouraged and empowered about my future and my family's future. And it feels good to feel that way. And so yeah, and I just wanted to tell you guys about it and try and make not too crazy of a sporadic video, because I know it's a little bit all over the place, but you guys know me, I'm a kind of a sporadic crazy person. So yeah, I'm feeling really good, and I'm ready for baby brother to get here. You know, not before it's his time or anything, but I am most definitely ready for him to get here. So, well, I hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.